Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about Runnable. Runnable is a new amazing feature that added by Java 8 make your code easy to read and easy to modify. Okay, Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about Lambda expression. Lambda expression is a new feature that added in Java 8 make your code easy to read and easy to modify. So how does Lambda work? So if you have interface and this interface have single method, this name it as functional interface. In functional interface, you don't need to implement a normal way with Java. You need to implement it and do a lot of work. So let me show you a basic example about functional interface and how we implement it. About thread. So basic example about thread is runnable interface. It is functional interface. So when we say functional interface, that means interface have single function. So I will define class my runnable. It should be implement because we are implementing specific interface, name it runnable in this way. Runnable. Okay. So this is interface, and because the interface it have a specific method, we have to implement it. What the method name? It's public void so run. This is the method that we have to implement it. And we add our code here, whatever our code be, we added here. For example, let we say sys or thread is working. Okay, this is just basic example for interface. So this runnable interface, if you click control or command or control and you go to it, this is interface, name it runnable, have only single function. Because have single function, this name it as functional interface. If you see at functional interface. So when you have functional interface before Java 8, if you need to implement it, you say, okay, I will create a new instance from runnable. You say my runnable, you say a new my runnable equal a new instance from runnable. Then you pass this instance to thread. You say, okay, I have a thread t equal a new instance of a thread in this way. Then you pass this parameter or this runnable. After you pass it, you just want to run it. You say t dot start to run the thread. And this is the basic work that you will do when you implement interface. Here we go. If you see, I just have simple problem here because I'm just creating instance from this class, and this class have to be static to fix this problem. But I don't prefer to do this way. I prefer to create a new instance or a new class for runnable. So just create a new class for my runnable and just move your code there. So just make your code nicer and readable. So just move your code here, and here we go. Just make sure it's public. So yes, this is basic runnable, and here we implemented, and if I run it now, I have to see thread is working as output, and that's what we're looking for. So the question here with Lambda, why I have to implement this functional interface inside the interface? That's mean, okay, I'm implementing this interface, and I'm sure 100% this interface have only one method. Why I have to implement it here? So the easy busy way, I say, okay, instead of doing all this work, I will do another different way. Name it Lambda. So Lambda expression, if I just take off this line, I will define instance from runnable. So in this way, I name it this name, for example, a new runnable. And this one, instead of creating new instance from that class, and I go and implement that code here of this work, addition work, I say, okay, I could do it in this way. I just open a bracket, close it, then I add this one, then this way, this sign, then I could add one line of code, and I'm done. So now I could get some result and without any problem with Lambda expression. So this could be one line, or could be added between two brackets. If you have more than one line, you could add the work here between two brackets. So what does that mean, or how Lambda will treat this code? Lambda will say, okay, now this sign mean you have functional interface, and you understand what we mean by functional interface. That means you have interface have only single method. So I know by this sign that you need to pass all these data instead this function in this class. So if I go to this class, which function have runnable, only this one method, and also it's abstract. That's great. That's mean okay. That's mean you need to pass this code inside that method. And here we go. So make your code nicer and easy to read and save time. So what about this part? Well, this part, this means the input parameter for the function. For example, if runnable here, if this run, take instance, for example, integer x. So how you pass x, integer x, you have to go here and pass, for example, 5, for example, as x. But here we don't have integer x and we don't pass anything. But in the next video on function interface, you'll see it more. So the basic example and the easy peasy way I could teach you in this video, that whenever you have any functional interface like this one interface, name it functional interface, have only single method, and you could treat it as Lambda just by creating an instance from that class and just implement the method directly. Any code you added in this Lambda will pass it instead that single method.